Hi, Renz.
Hi, Molly.
How are you, babe?
I am amazing.
Yeah, you sound amazing. I'm amazing too. I am looking forward to the Easter break
Which,
because why? Tell me about your Easter break. I don't understand. Because obviously this is a very Christian country, so we get like all the bank holidays and things. Like, tell me what's up.
well, with us, we get spring break, which was last week. And I guess because my kids go to public school, they don't celebrate Easter. I guess if we wanted to and we said it was a religion thing, we could take it as Easter break. But I haven't had Easter break in at least 7 years or Good Friday. And sometimes I even forget.
Babe, that's wild to
God
me.
forgive me.
So no Stations of the Cross on a Good Friday?
No! You remember, like,
Oh,
we would be stationing at the cross, burning our hands with these candles.
oh my God, going up to Mourn Bruce and stuff.
Tears.
Even to be fair, I go to Stations of the Cross here. I think they do like a service at like a 3 p.m. service or
Yeah,
something.
they do in
Um,
Dominica.
and I'm I just try my best to keep,
This year I'm
that
gonna
tradition.
try. I at least go to church on Good Friday. I think they have a lunchtime service. So
Mm.
I probably will go to that on Friday. My mom was telling me before, she's like, well, I can do the Stations of the Cross in my house. I'm gonna just walk
Oh yes,
around.
you can actually just walk around the house doing Stations of the
Well, I
Cross.
do not support this.
No, I don't. Yeah, it's not a bit of me, but
She does that.
um,
She said, but
that's those Beto Leglies. Those
exactly. But
What's that? How would you all call a Beto Leglies? It's like
die
somebody
hard,
a
a die
diehard
hard
churchgoer.
Catholic. Yeah, how about your
Yeah,
churchgoer?
I'm not there yet.
I'm not
Um,
either.
I can safely say I'm not there yet. But no, I am looking forward to the Easter break.
What are you
And
doing?
so I'm gonna bundle up the family in the car and we're gonna go up to Liverpool. Just to have a little,
You to Liverpool?
a little breakette, as they say.
Oh, you're doing
Um,
a staycation?
yeah, just gonna do a little staycation and I'm looking forward to like going to church in Liverpool and stuff, just doing something a bit different.
Yeah.
Because life can get really monotonous,
Oh yeah,
and just samey, and sometimes you need a break.
we
So,
do.
and it's work's been busy, hectic, and all of that as well. You need a bit of reset time, recharge time, self care time.
Yeah,
Um, so that is the plan. But yeah, I mean, we're on the last episode of the season.
we
How'd
are.
you feel?
I was like, when we talked about it this weekend, I was like, wow, we did 12 weeks. I mean, I missed two, but we
It's
did
the consistency, though, isn't it?
12 weeks. Like, I don't know if I have ever been this consistent since, I don't know, high school. And then,
No, of course. Well, you obviously have because obviously your courses that you do and all of that requires
yeah,
attendance and stuff.
but
But it's a
still,
different kind of commitment, isn't it?
yeah, it's a different, and honestly, I feel like it has taught me and I've learned so much like this season, like just doing things that out of your comfort zone, I guess. Because I don't ever think I would want to. I don't know, like growing up, knowing that my dad was like a TV producer and he was on radio and stuff, I was like, this is just not for me. That's too much limelight. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do this. And now I'm like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. And also just like even when we started, not really knowing, we kind of just was like went in the deep end. We can't say we were thrown in the deep end because we throw ourselves in the deep end.
As usual.
And we kind of just like was like, yeah, I mean, on a weekly basis we'll meet up, we'll chat, we'll just, vibe. And the next thing you know, we got a few guests, we're chatting about like, real issues and stuff. So I'm like, oh, this is like it's very
And
serious stuff.
learning about them and all the things that they go through. It's like it's so touching, and I think we tend to forget that other people go through things too. It's not just
Exactly.
us, and this is like my weekly reminder. It's not all about you.
The world
And
doesn't revolve around you.
some days, but it's not.
And
And
of course, we have our loyal listeners
yeah, we
making
did.
that effort on this journey with us. So no, it's been good. We have thoroughly enjoyed your company, and
Yes, we
we
have.
just hope that you will come back in season two. But today is where we get to talk about friends, fights, and forgiveness. We just thought that it was the right thing to do, as you started week one, it was just the two of us telling you all about, our friendship and ourselves and why we wanted to do the podcast and stuff like that. And now we are rounding off episode 12, um, before we take like a little 2 week sabbatical.
Yes,
And we think that if you're going to know all the great things about the friendship, then you deserve to get the best,
the cheese mate.
right? And the little goss. Yeah, that's why we decided to, I think it's like exposing your vulnerabilities, isn't it, Renz? Like,
Well, yeah, it is. And it also, I feel like it helps other people understand that, like, no friendship is perfect. Nobody's perfect. Um, so sometimes you just have to be vulnerable so that people can understand you and where you come from and what's going on in your life. So,
for real.
as we said, like in the first season, we've
Episode,
been
episode.
episode one, meet the besties. Um, we have been friends for 30 years plus now, and as usual, I randomly send Malika a WhatsApp at 2 a.m. and be like, I've been listening to podcasts. Shout outs to um Apple Podcasts, who keeps me entertained during work. And my favorite podcast is Andy Frisella. He's pretty hard, but he's such a good podcast. Anyways, for another day. And I was like, Molly, don't you think we should do a podcast talking about friendships and besties abroad? And I was waiting for her to roll her eyes. Because I am 110% she rolled her eyes when I sent that WhatsApp.
I probably did. Mm.
And she said, yeah, let's do it. So, um, it just, I am like a random thought, send her a WhatsApp person since we've been friends. So she's like, she knows.
And I feel like it took a few weeks, I would say.
I did.
Because the thing is, in the grand scheme of things, people discuss things and then they just, we just put it out into the ether and then nothing really happens. But um, yeah, we took a few weeks to like get ourselves together, because you have to understand this is like way new territory for us. We didn't foresee ourselves having that much help, although we had a friend help for the first couple of weeks and stuff, but we didn't foresee having that much help. And the technicalities of it, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot for people that haven't really done that sort of thing before,
Yeah.
having to learn on the go and stuff. So it sometimes you procrastinate because you just see like tasks that you have to do and you're like, this is a bit much. You get a bit of imposter syndrome, whatever. But anyway, the fact is, we just went straight in. And I think there's something about doing a little business venture, if you want to call it that,
Yeah.
with your friends, that you don't think about. Like, you just go into it. um you go into it a bit naively, I would say.
Yeah.
um and you don't foresee. That's why so many friends have been business partners and they've fallen out.
Yes, they have.
um and like, you see them from the outside, you're thinking, oh yeah, this is great, whatever, they're great, but in the background you just don't know what's going on.
Mm-mm.
And I feel like this was one of our friendship breaking moments, wasn't it, Renz?
It was.
um so do you want me to start by telling everybody what kind of
Sure.
happened.
Yeah, sure. Give them the rundown.
The tea while I'm here sipping my tea. Um, so okay, the falling out. So what's happened, and that's from my point of view, yeah, because we also know that there's my point of view, there's her point of view, and there's a truth. Mm. So we'll meet somewhere in the middle. So from my point of view, so before we started the podcast, I knew that Rent had to travel, and we kind of framed our podcast around that. At some point, we did our little carnival episode, which was great with Raf. And then for me, um, and maybe at some point this got lost in translation, but I was super excited for my bestie to go away because I know that, she hasn't traveled like back home in a while. And for me, it was also, I know the intricacies, if you like, about um, taking the kids on holiday and stuff. So for me, I was like, nah, she needs to go. It was also daunting for me because I was like, oh, that means that for those 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to hold down the fort. But it's fine, like whatever, like I can manage, especially because I had like guests and stuff, like to help me along. So um yeah, that was what happened. So she traveled, and then we were still like speaking most days. I guess what it is like you have to manage people's expectations, right? Um, and so what we discussed was, I can get through the recordings and stuff like. By then, I'd learnt how to properly do the recordings and things by myself, and I needed her to help me with the uploads stuff, which worked perfectly on. I think it was the first week because you only went for 2 weeks, didn't you, Rentia?
Mhm.
Not even that, just under 10, just under two
Yeah.
weeks. So the plan was, um, she's going to help me with the upload part. So that went well the first week, and then the second week it kind of coincided with when she had to travel back, and so um, I didn't get the help. I didn't feel like I got the help that I needed, but also I didn't feel like I got the communication that I needed. So, um, as I do, I started kicking off. Well, no, did I kick off? I don't know. You, Vince, tell me. I don't know. Tell me from your point of view.
No, I wasn't. Honestly, I was very involved in so many other matters. You know, when you don't go to a place for like a lot of years, I don't know if you can relate,
A
but
100%, and it's like that when you go home. It's a pressure. It's great. It's a holiday in a sense, but also it's
amazing.
not because you're going to family
Yeah.
and friends or whatever, and you're kind of just picking up from where you left off, and
Yeah.
you can come home feeling more tired than you went.
I need a vacation right now. I
You need a
think
vacation from that vacation.
I do because like I guess traveling with my kids for the first time all alone and dealing with them fighting for 10 days without having any space to like now if they fight I can just come to my office and just not listen. But now I had to be on a plane with them. I had to say stop running in the airport. Don't do this. Don't touch people's tray on the plane. It was just like constantly juggling them. And then I got home and then so many things like just expecting things to be different. I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it to be the way it was. I probably won't go into detail because um it's a lot.
Sensitive.
It's sensitive and just a lot. And then being home for the first time without my dad being there, it was like I mean I couldn't feel him there. Like it was just like okay, we moved on kind of. I didn't even go to see him in the cemetery because I don't think bodies live there. And we normally do because we're Catholic and we go light a candle and whatever. But I didn't because I still want to feel like he just went on a vacation and we just can't talk. So it was just hard to process everything. I think I need to just go back on my own without on my trailer and process it better. And yes, we had a and I should have done better in communicating. I know that, and communication skills is not one of my best, and I have very much worked on it this past year, even though we're 3 months in. People don't know what you're going through if you don't tell them. People can't help you with what you're going through if you don't tell them. So me not letting Malika know was one, unfair to her, and two, unfair to what we're doing, because we decided to get into this together, and that's my responsibility to make sure I get it done.
But
Regard.
do you feel like I should have, because we've been friends for so long,
Hmm.
like I get you not telling me, so, like, because obviously you're on the go, you're doing the things. It is carnival time. You still have your kids, you still have your family to deal with. You're traveling back. So you're spinning a lot of plates. But do you feel like I should have known somehow that, like, you're not gonna be available? Okay, but it's a tricky one because I don't feel like
I
I
don't
harassed you or harangued you or anything like that, to be fair. But do you feel like I should have kind of known without you saying?
know. I don't know how you would have known, but our friendship has always been, you don't like something, you will tell me, like, straight up, and give it to me hard. And I honestly appreciate that. Like, I really do appreciate that. Like, I didn't, like, I really didn't respond to you back and go back and forth. And I'm like, it's not because I wasn't mad. I was just like really sad that I would disappoint you, I guess. And I had no intentions of doing that, but it was just like so many things going on, and not trying to make excuses anyway. But no, I think you
But
handled it.
okay, but so let me tell you how I feel like. And the thing is, obviously, that I feel like this relationship and this conflict that we had,
Yeah.
it made me realize that I can't just expect people to all be the same. Do you know what I mean? I have this thing where I feel like, oh, why doesn't the person behave like this? And I'm like, actually, no. Because the thing is, for example, when I said to you, oh, Renz, I'm not happy because you
Mm,
shouldn't, we're to the wire, we need to get this podcast out tomorrow, and you haven't helped me with
yeah.
this aspect. And I expected you to say, I feel like I expected you to say, oh, Maddie, I'm really sorry. I can't manage right now because this. But if you just like bear with me, I'll do it then. Or can you? Oh, this is a quick fire instructions. Or
Yeah.
but because I feel like I didn't get that, so I started spiraling. I started moving a bit mad.
It's I don't know what, I was in the middle of doing something and you sent me that message, and I'm like, okay, I can apologize in a minute, and then you just started. I'm like, because I think I was like getting shit packed up, or that whole day was just me trying to get things together and pack everybody's bag and make sure I didn't leave anything, and like I didn't say sorry at first, and then I'm like, I listened to what you were saying afterwards, and I'm like, yeah, I probably should have said that. Like, I'm never shy to apologize, and I didn't do it in that moment, and I was like, oh shit. But then I had to travel and take 10 million planes and so many delays, and my children got annoyed and whatever not. So when I finally had the calm, I did apologize. And because, and we talked about it in one of those episodes, you talked about it, I wasn't there. Friendship love is a different love than in like romantic love. Like, I love you as a person, and I tell people that all the time, and I cannot, unless it's like something really big, like, I don't know, you decide to become a warrior of some kind, whatever, I don't know, a crusader that wants to like save the world and do some bullshit. Um then I don't know why I would let our friendship go. So I will always fight for our friendship, even if it takes me a while to process. And I still will, and I apologize and give you all my love because I love ya. So
But the thing about that is, right, it's a tricky one because
yeah,
it's like we obviously are very good friends, but I was in my head, I just kept thinking to myself, okay, if she gets frustrated and she doesn't want to continue with the podcast, then I can't let the side down. I've got to try and just continue. But at
Yeah.
the same time, I'm like, how am I gonna like do the podcast without her and stuff? And then I was also trying to separate the friendship because I was like, okay, we need to have a discussion. And and I need to let you know that even if you don't want to do the podcast,
You're gonna do
then we're still gonna be friends. Like that's not gonna impact. But it's very difficult that so when you see you have like a little side gig with a friend,
it. Yeah.
and you know it's gonna be very difficult to strip one side from the other. So in my head, I was like, how do I even, if we were to go there and not and decide not to proceed, how would we strip the podcast thing from the friendship thing? Um, yeah, did you think about that?
Um, yeah, but you know, I will that one. I think you know me better. I quit every day. Like, you should,
It's not
you
funny.
you should know. I am done. I am not doing this anymore. To hell with this, and I feel like you probably know me. You should know that by now, but so that I don't give that to you because you should know. Like I quit every day. I quit at least once a day, and I tell you I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm not talking to this person, and then I get over myself, which I am working on also. I am writing it down and making it make sense and working through it. Learning the technique of stop and feeling what you're feeling without just vomiting out words. That's
But
what
you know what it is as well. You're talking about friendship love being different from romantic
yeah.
love as well. I know that if this was like a love interest, right? Let's say I was dating somebody
Yeah.
and it was a love interest. I know that at least I could just dump them and be done with them. Like because I'm very
Yeah.
good at like as I said, like I can compartmentalize. I'm very good at which I'm not saying that it's a great thing, but
Yeah.
I've been known to be like, you know what? I'm done with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll never speak to you again. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're done. Yeah?
Yeah.
But when it's your good friend like that, there's the awkwardness, that bit that
Yeah.
you're living in no man's land. What's
Yeah.
happening with us? Um, like so I feel like I had to literally say, okay, like let me see what I need to take. That's why I said to you, okay, that we need to have a conversation, so that I can take accountability for whatever it is that I did, not taking time to. Which again, as you said, if you have an issue and you don't tell somebody, they're not gonna know. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I should know that what she needed this break. I shouldn't really have asked her to commit to certain things and all of that. And it's just giving each other the time
Yeah.
to process things because I tell you that awkwardness of not knowing what's going on. I'm a person that I know exactly. I want to know exactly what's going on and when, and
Mm-hmm.
so not having that control of like not saying to control the friendship, but just to control the narrative
Yeah.
and know that we're good. Like I don't really do well with that. For me, I'd rather be like, are we talking to each other? Or are we done? Kind of
Yeah.
thing. But there is a gray area, and I've always been told that you're a bit too black and white. Sometimes there has to be a gray area
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't.
while you're going through those issues.
Yes. I don't. Like I told you, I don't. I didn't think of it to the point where I thought that um we wouldn't be friends and what we would do. Because I don't want you to. I would never want you to do it alone. And this is our big dream. So I would. But I was done for the moment. I was just done. But I wasn't like done. But I was done. Um, because I was done with everything. It wasn't just the podcast. It wasn't just you. I was just done with everything. I wish I could have just taken another plane and just have gone somewhere far away from everything. But I didn't do that. I have learned that you gotta face your challenges and get it done. So That's my attitude. So yeah, like I said, I don't know if like if we were to not do the podcast, it would have to be like I'm sick and dying and I really just can't, or I'm dead. So unless we
How
yeah.
do you okay, so since we obviously we had these issues, then we had a talk
Mhm.
and we obviously spoke about some of this stuff because the thing is,
Yeah.
you know how it is, week in, week out, we're doing the podcast. We've done 12 episodes, so we know it's hectic.
Yeah.
So we didn't even have time, like, we didn't even have time to have this whole big discussion.
Right.
We were like, okay, this happened. Okay, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that. I'm going to do better. And let's keep it moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, now I'm getting a full picture of like, wow, she was really going through it.
No, it's
Um, and so that, is a thing. And you have to give your friends time to go through what they're going through and give them grace. And I feel like I really learned the things that I've taken away is that I need to be a bit more patient. I need to give more grace to my friends. Um, but also, I am proud of myself in the way that we, like, I wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm going to write my friend off or whatever. Like, that was never, ever in my contemplation.
yeah, never mind.
And then obviously, like, what's very good as well, like, because you have like because you have like family or partners that know your bestie,
Hmm.
they give you encouragement. They give you encouragement, like, so, you know, Squeaky was like, babe, that's your bestie, man. Just get on with it, man. What do you think?
And you know what, Molly? I think men handle it different. Like they talk, they get mad at each other, and you swear they never did. Like they tell each other the worst things ever, and I'm like, if that was my friend, I ain't talking to him no more. And they just move on. And next
Yeah,
thing,
exactly. And like he would listen. Like, one thing if he's good is listen, and then
mm-hmm,
look at me after. I'm expecting him to say something, and then be like, yeah, 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 but that's your bestie. Hurry up.
yeah, like
You
oh,
lot, talk again. Quick, quick, quick.
I know. I'm pretty sure it's like okay, you again, this girl again. But yeah, no, I just like I have learned. I'm still learning that like I've tried to tell you what's going on and how I feel right now. And whenever I don't do something on time, I try to make sure I check in with you. Um, with
Yeah,
my,
because communication is everything, isn't it? Because
it
there's been
is.
times
You just gotta
you're
know.
not feeling too great, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, don't worry, babe, we'll sort this out. Like,
I know. Like I don't think people understand how important friendships, relationships, just random ships, communication. You got to communicate. Even if you think the person doesn't want to hear it, or it's TMI sometimes, like tonality stuff. It's just, you still need to tell them so they can understand how you're feeling. And people need to open up in their friendships. Like if you really want to keep that friend, you really like that friend, you have to make some sacrifices. I have heard people say, "Well, that's not who I am. I do everything on my own." So how the heck am I gonna be your friend if I don't know what your expectations are, how you feel, and stuff like that? Like if we have plans, for example, you're my friend and you just don't come, and then the next day you talk to me like normal, I'm gonna be like, "Well, is she okay?" I mean, not you because you won't do that. You would tell me. But like,
yes, and I feel like people are so like, I had this conversation with Rashida from, Rashida from
yes,
episode 6,
yes,
Friendship Love. Like, she always says to me, oh, babes, do you think I'm a bit too blunt? This person said I'm this, I swear, and I this, and I carry on. I was like, yeah, you are. I mean, you swear a bit and you do kick off. But at the same time, she's just an authentic person.
yeah,
She just cannot deal with the fakeness. And
no,
she will just be like, look, you've done this. I don't like it. What do you know what I
no,
mean? So people don't like that. Everybody is trying to be liked and accepted.
yes.
Be like Tim. Remember that meme? Be like Tim. Tim doesn't care.
Oh my
Just
goodness,
like, why are we all trying to be liked and accepted? Just tell people the truth so they know
they know.
what's happening. Um, so yeah, but anyways, like, at least we've both like forgiven each other.
Yeah.
And I feel like our friendship has like turned a new leaf as well, because these things, it's about repair, isn't it? We've repaired our relationship, we've forgiven each other, and we're not gonna go back there. This
No.
is the last conversation that we're ever gonna have about it, because keep it moving.
Yes,
It's
keep
just like that in relationships as well. If you have a partner and they do something and you forgive them, why are we bringing this back up next year and the year after and the year after? Forgive, move on.
that is my point. This is my point. I hate people to do that and in relationships, and like I talk to people all the time and they're like, yeah, he did this and he did that. He didn't buy me the macaroni or the milk and came home with it. Okay. Did you forgive him? Yeah, but he didn't. I'm like, why are we still talking about this? Can't we talk about something else? People don't know how to work through their feelings. They say they forgive people and then they really don't. They keep you on heart. And that's not good for you or for your friendships. So we went through this. I forgive you. You forgive me. We're moving on because I'm not going to keep you on heart. We've had too many good times, and you've been there for me so much. You've listened to millions of hours of me complaining about stuff. Why would I not want you to be my friend? Like, why would I not fight for the friendship, you know? And I think that's happening now, that people just can't fight for the friendship. They get into their feelings and they're like, "Oh my god, why is she telling me this?"
One, and also you think about it, we are long distance friends. That's the whole point. And
Yeah.
I could just be like, I haven't even got to see her. I
No.
haven't even got to see her tomorrow or the day after or the month after.
Block,
So
block me and everything.
she can. So, do you know what I mean? She can get lost, but no, that's not. That's the commitment
And
of
then
Besties
I would be
Abroad-Cast.
on the next flight and I would tell Jeffrey, I'm at your house.
I'm outside. Um, but you got my address and you randomly send me stuff from Amazon. But anyway, um, guys, thank you so much. We needed to just be completely transparent. The whole point is, you know, being real with each other, real talk, real views, real things that happened. We don't purport to be fake.
Nope.
So we're going to obviously tell you the nitty-gritties of the friendship. It's not always great.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are issues. And we felt like that was a good way to end the season with our own personal fairy tale.
Yes.
Because if you fight for the fairy tale, it
Yeah.
exists. And I feel like our friendship is definitely a fairy tale. Um,
I also want you to add that if anybody was wondering, after the New Year's resolution episode, we have put together some New Year's resolutions. I now have a trainer,
revolutions for real.
right?
Go on, you've got what?
I have a trainer. I work out twice a week now. I need to get Mally on board. And I have a planner and it's like planned.
Love this.
I'm getting there. So just want you to
So
know.
I actually did rub off on you. I love that.
Yes, you did. I think resolutions are important. And you must get a planner at the beginning of the year, or else what are you doing? Like I was like, what am I doing?
Oh my God, you've really changed your tune. I love
Yeah.
this.
How am I not how am I supposed to see what's going on in my life if I don't have my planner? And my
Fair,
planner is huge. So
fair. I love it. Yeah, I've seen many pictures of it. But yeah, guys, we got no episodes for the next 2 Wednesdays.
yeah,
I know we're gonna miss you so much, but we
we are.
need to reset so that we can bring you some fantastic things in the spring season,
Mm-hmm.
which starts on the 15th of April. Then we're going to have another cycle of 12 episodes. So, but in the meantime, if you are on our socials, you are on our Instagram page at Besties Abroad-Cast, just look out for our giveaways and some more information, um, some surprises, I suppose,
Yeah.
and we might put a quiz or two so that we need to see if you've been actually listening for the past
Yeah.
12 episodes. So we might do a little quiz. And yeah, but we want to thank you guys for rocking with us for the past 12 weeks.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. Um, and Renz, anything you want to add?
I know, it's the same. Just thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for being there. Thank you for the feedback.
The
The good,
feedback, thank you so much.
bad,
The
the
good, the bad, and the ugly.
yeah, thank you so much. We
But it's been mainly good feedback, to be honest with you.
I haven't gotten any bad feedback, but I'm just appreciative that you even listen to us doing our thing. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see
In the
you.
meantime, tell a friend to tell a friend. Follow on Instagram
Yeah.
at Besties Abroad-Cast. We're on YouTube as well. We've got a YouTube channel at Besties Abroad-Cast, and we're on Spotify the same. Okay, thanks everybody, and thanks Renz. Love you.
You too. Bye.
Bye.